We have got ourselves some beef of my favorite variety, because it's online in the comment section of an Instagram post, and that's the best way to cook online beef in my opinion. And on this occasion, it's between Dana White and a gentleman called Marquel Martin, who is Francis Ngannou's agent, and I'm itching to talk about this beef. But before I do, my name's Rahul J. Chand. This is the Battle Camp. Thank you very much for joining me. Please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So look, man, I appreciate I'm a couple of days late on all of this, because actually when this beef was cooking in the comments, I was sat here recording my reaction to the news that the next heavyweight title fight in the UFC won't even include the current heavyweight champion. Instead, we're getting Derek Lewis against Cyril Gane. Because of that news, Francis Ngannou's manager, or Brett Okamoto, sorry, posted a statement from Francis Ngannou's manager, and that's what Dana White responded to in the comments, and Marquel Martin came back at him very, very strong. And I just wanted to share my views about what they said, and I think the best way to probably do this is for me to just read out the statement and the comments before I share my opinion about what was said. So the initial statement said this: "This comes as a complete shock. To make an interim title so soon, if you look at the history of the division, it comes as a surprise. Francis is just now returning to the States to begin training, and he just won the title 3 months ago. We're unsure of what the reasoning is behind this, but we hope to get clarity soon and figure out something with the UFC soon. At the end of the day, they're in control of these decisions." Dana White responded saying, "This dude is so full of shit. He knows exactly what's going on and isn't shocked at all, because we told him several times this was coming. His management is incompetent. Hopefully Francis starts taking a look at new people to help his career." Worst American accent ever. I'm not even sure what dialect that was in, and also Dana White doesn't sound like that, so I will not be doing an American accent for Marquel Martin's response. "Lol. Complete shock with your decision after we said September was good for us. Complete shock that you guys made threats after less than 3 months after you all were aware. Complete shock after you knew, in capitals, why Francis needed more time. That is correct. I know you're passionate, but you trying to discredit my integrity when I've been nothing but respectful to you, Hunter, and your entire staff speaks more about you than it does me. I'm not even mad. I ain't mad at you. I'm actually impressed that I've gotten your attention. Incompetent management, double question mark. I think we've done a damn good job." Guy shrugging emoji like that. "I think you really, in capitals, don't like the fact that Francis is being represented by not only me, but an entire agency, one of which you can't control. Hence why you have people trying to rep him all the time to your benefit." Crying, laughing face emoji with tears squirting out. "I tell you what, let's disclose everything in capitals for people to see. Emails, calls, texts, everything. Deal? Double question mark. Because I'm ready to get blackballed by the UFC. I'm not defined by it, you or anyone else for that matter. How's that sound? Sincerely, your old employee, Marquel Martin." So let me just go back to Dana White's comment, right? So Dana White, the two kind of things he said. Sorry, I lost my slipper there. The two things that Dana White said is this dude is full of shit, and the fact that Francis Ngannou's management is incompetent. Now, I know that Francis Ngannou is represented by CAA, which is an agency that is direct competitor of WME, who are the agency that own the UFC, which might go back to why Marquel Martin said in his statement, in his response, hence why you have people trying to rep him all the time to your benefit. So it's not in a manager's best interest to bend and fold as and when the UFC want the fighter to fold. It's in the manager's job is to act in the best interest of his fighter. And given that CAA are a big agency and they're direct competitors with WME, it's in their best interest to try and get the most money out of the UFC for their clients. And that's just the be all and end all. But I'm just saying that like they have no loyalty to the UFC in this on this kind of front, just because they're professional competitors with each other, right? So I suppose that might have something to do. I'm just speculating because I don't really know much about anything. I just like to share my opinions. But I think the biggest thing for me, the biggest takeaway, there's two really. Firstly, this dude is so full of shit. So Dana White opened up strong with that comment, right? But like Dana White has had a lot of online beefs, and he's won his fair share of wars online, war of words online, right? This is one where he got annihilated. And the reason why he got annihilated is that opening statement for me. This dude is so full of shit. Isn't having an interim title fight 3 months after Francis Ngannou won the heavyweight title off of Stipe Miocic, and they're saying actually we'll be ready in another 2 or 3 months time, like a 6-month window between winning the title and defending the title, but you're still having an interim title fight. Isn't that full of shit? 2 shit ideas don't make a good idea. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't, to me, it doesn't make sense. For you to call him full of shit, your reaction to what he's done needs to be an intelligent reaction. It needs to be a reaction that isn't full of shit. The opposite of being full of shit. Being full of roses. And this idea isn't full of roses. It's full of even more shit. Like, they've literally told you guys they're ready to fight in September. They're ready to pull out emails, calls, texts, etc. And you guys are here trying to force them to fight in August to satisfy a card that needs more star power. You want Derek Lewis to fight on that card because it's his hometown. So you've made this pretend belt to try and sell tickets and drum up interest. That's what's full of shit. It's an interim, like UFC have had some stupid interim titles in the past. And like I said in my previous video, this might be the biggest farce of them all. This interim title fight that's going to take place in August on UFC 265. That is honestly the biggest. That is what is most full of shit in all of this. In my opinion, anyway. Like, it doesn't. Look, man, it doesn't bode well for the UFC when the commercial viability of a card or an event takes precedent over the integrity of a championship belt, right? Because the championship belt is supposed to be the holy grail. It's supposed to represent not only that you're the best in the world at something, but also this is the biggest prize that comes with all of the glitz, glam, and money around it. And if we look at Francis Ngannou and his journey to the title, he's done everything that Dana White. If you look at the Contender series, right? It's not something that I've ever watched, but I've seen the fallout to, you know, a certain fighter dominating someone for 3 rounds, but not getting a contract, but someone else not looking that good, looking a bit shaky, but then getting a spectacular knockout. But, you know, he's the guy that gets the contract because that is what Dana White wants. That is why on The Ultimate Fighter back in the day, there used to be a bonus for finishes, right? And that is why there's a every fight card, there's a bonus. 50k for performance of the night, because they want you to go out there and try and secure a spectacular knockout. And what has Francis Ngannou been doing throughout his career? Spectacular knockout after spectacular knockout. Not only has he done everything that's required for him to be champion, aka going on a winning run and beating everyone that's been put on in front of him, he's done it in the way that Dana White wants you to do it, by knocking these fools out. And even then, the discrepancy of 1 single month earns him the right, or the right isn't the right word, but earns him the privilege of having an interim title in the weight division where he's the champion. Like I was speculating previously in my previous video, so if you haven't seen my initial video reaction to all of this, please do check it out. I was speculating that actually the reason why they're having this interim title fight is probably because Francis Ngannou wants more money. Like I mentioned the fact that Francis Ngannou was tweeting about the fact that Logan Paul earned X amount, and he was saying, how come they earn more than what do we need to do to earn that sort of money? And I felt like that's probably what was going on. That was probably why the UFC decided to give this title fight to Derek Lewis and Cyril Gane, because they couldn't agree a purse with Francis Ngannou and his people. But if it's just down to the scheduling of the fight, like literally a difference of 1 month, and the UFC threw their toys out of the pram and decided to have an interim title fight, which makes 0 sense, then that is the thing that's what's full of shit. in all of this. And the fact that Francis Ngannou's manager or agent, whatever you call him, is willing to put his balls on the table and say, here, look, here's my text messages to you guys, here's my emails going back and forth. I mean, it doesn't bode well for the UFC. It doesn't look good on the UFC's part. Final thing, is he really Dana White's old employee? This Marquel Martin. Did he really work for the UFC? Does anybody know? Write it down in the comments if you do, because that would be some fucking Daniel Russo and Mr. Miyagi shit. But anyway, that is my thought on this online beef. Please do share your own thoughts in the comments. If you've enjoyed the video, please do like it, share it with a friend, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.